Why didn't we hold on here? Hold on. There we
Hold
are. Okay,
on.
Boogie with the Uncensored. We're going to hide that camera. And no, we're not going to do that one. We're going to do this one. But we're going to make a change here before we do that.
Okay.
We're going to do that. Boogie with the Uncensored for January 16th, 2025 is live on the Dave Glovin profile over here on Facebook and the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel over there somewhere on YouTube. And with me today, Randy Rhodes, Chainsaw Chucky Cook, the purveyor of Chainsaw Chucky's Casino, and a well-respected escort. And we won't discuss.
Why not?
We won't discuss why. If you need an escort, you know who to call. Chainsaw Chucky.
That's right.
And if you're looking to bring your group to a casino, Chainsaw Chucky's Wisconsin casino is always available, but you have to talk to Chucky for.
Yeah, I only got two. I only got two machines, Dave. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You have to make reservations well in advance then. William Grant is watching on the Boogie with the Bull. On the Boogie with the Bull file on my page on Facebook, and anybody else is welcome to come watch there as well. Jen Woodruff and I believe Jerry Michaels will be coming with us. I did send an invite out to Michael Anthony, but I don't know if he will show up. Otherwise, we would just hold on.
You speak too soon?
No. I just want to. There we go. Jerry Michaels is here. And that means Jen Woodruff should hopefully be here shortly. And let's see, I did invite Nikki Young. I didn't get a response. I did invite Michael Anthony. Didn't get a response either. So either people will come and join us, or we'll just enjoy the time we have together. So why don't we start at the bottom and go up? Jerry, anything new and exciting with you down in your part of Florida?
No, Dave, nothing. Got all my truck parts today, and tomorrow we will go merrily out to make up new curse words and wonder why God invented engineers. That's what we'll be doing.
Will you do a DIY video on how to replace whatever you're replacing? Because I probably assume it will be very highly entertaining.
I thought about it, Dave, but this is a couple-hour job, and I don't.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like you got to move the camera all the time, and I just don't have time for that. I got to get this thing fixed so we can get back on the road. I can't even do that till Saturday. I got to get my neighbor to go pick up my battery.
Okay.
So you have no camera person?
So
no. My camera person used to be my wife, and she didn't take direction well, as most wives don't. And so I don't know what's so hard about pointed, the phone at what I'm doing and leave it there. I don't understand why that's hard, but apparently it's not. And plus, she really can't do that anyway. So
yeah, I know what you mean when it comes to the camera, because when before I actually found someone to come to my house to cut my hair, my son gave me this really nice kit to cut your own hair. And I tried to get my wife involved with that, and that didn't go over very well. And when I said, "Look, just take the camera, record the back of my head so I can see what we're doing," and she just couldn't angle it right. She couldn't focus it in right. She couldn't get in close enough. So getting back, you know what? So forget it. We're going to divorce.
She heard you say, hit you on the back, hold the camera, and she couldn't hold both, so she just decided she wasn't going to do it. No, I'm teasing, Randy. I'm in a really good mood this afternoon. The day did not start out well at all, but I'm in a really good mood
Yeah,
this afternoon.
yeah.
Chainsaw Chucky, what's happening up in your casino? I'm sorry, Randy.
Go ahead and finish, Randy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he drank plenty of birthday wine. That's why he's such a good
I
mood.
actually know. I'm according to the meds, not supposed to drink at all. I know if I push a doctor on it, they will say one here and one
Well,
there.
did you hear him say, according to the meds, you're not supposed to drink?
Right. According to the medications that I'm on, you're not supposed to drink any alcohol. If I listen to the doctors, you're not supposed to drink any. It could severely impact the meds. Whether or not I decide I'm going to hold that is not true neither here nor there, because the primary care or the doctors that I'm concerned about seem to all agree that one shot of alcohol every now and then, I think it's been over 2 years since my last one, isn't going to hurt me. Don and I went. We're going to go to lunch this afternoon, but physical therapy dropped a womp doggy do workout on me, and I just was too tired to go out, so I wasn't going to drink anyway. So now, Chainsaw Chucky, what's going on in your square?
Oh, not a whole lot. I was just about ready to go in and put my shorts on. We're up to 31 degrees here right now. Oh. I'm surprised Jerry's not. Yeah, he is. Jerry, there he goes. Jerry's shaking his head. Hey, we do have one disclaimer. We do have a disclaimer we have to state there. You introduced everybody about the Chuck's Casino here. The disclaimer is that this is all free and for entertainment purposes and purposes only. You come and play for free. Where else can you go and play for free? I mean, actual free. If it runs out of money in the machine, we just go in it, put some more money in the tray, and it's all free. Yeah. So I just don't want to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. Everybody else, we have to do the thing to him. I was teasing there, Nikki. I'm glad you came. The American Rebellion has graced us with his presence, and we'll talk about whatever everybody wants to talk about. That means that the only one missing is Jen Rivers. Did say she would be here, and I did, So
well, Nick's in the midst of feeling the love, so that's the thing.
Right. So we might, but we did send Nikki.
So, did you guys hear the good news about Rudy Giuliani?
No, didn't hear.
So,
no.
Okay, so apparently he and the individuals to which he's had the lawsuit against, they against him for accusations of bad things being said. They wanted an agreement of $145 million, which meant he would have had to sell off almost everything he owned. Apparently, they came to the decision hours before the court hearing today, to where he gets to keep everything he owns. They did not indicate in the article as to what the individuals will get in the for that savings of his fortunes, but he gets to keep all his houses, his cars, his jewelry. Apparently, he's bankrupt, though. So the article read is, what are they going to get out of it? Maybe just a public apology. Maybe they're afraid Trump's going to come in and do something. I don't know. But Rudy made it. He's keeping everything he owns.
Yeah, and he had like a boatload of Super Bowl rings and all kind of stuff.
Watches and cars and property.
He gets to keep at least one mansion that he has. wherever it's at.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I heard that story today. I'm like, cool, but he's already bankrupt. The courts, the liberal courts, bankrupted his ass over all this nonsense. So
Yeah.
who knows?
But as much as she's bankrupt, and we don't know the exact dollar amount that is, and we don't know yet what what he has to give to these individuals to keep what he has. But let's say that's all behind him, and he gets to keep his properties, his cars, the jewelry, the rings, and so forth. If he doesn't have and he pays off the attorneys and so forth, if it comes down to where he has next to nothing in the bank, well, he can separate himself from some of those damn pieces of fine jewelry and put money in the bank. I realize they probably have fond memories and bullshit stuff like that, but when you're used to living a fine life, now you got nothing. You have to sell some things.
Auction houses, they're all
Yeah.
over the place.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it probably is not even in his, because a lot of it is in the name of companies that he owns to make him sell his piece. But he got married recently, I believe, and the lady is significantly younger than he is, and he probably put a lot of it into her name so that
to protect it.
I'm not sure that's protecting it, Dave. If she's younger than him, I'm pretty sure she's on a death watch at this point.
Yeah,
she gonna end up with it anyway.
No,
or a gold digger,
or divorce.
Yeah, or a gold digger.
Yeah. Right. Well, he says she isn't, but who knows? I don't know the gold diggers enough to understand. Go ahead, Chuck.
Oh, how long ago was it? 10, 17, 15 years ago, I was dating somebody that was 18 years younger than I was. Figure it out. First question I asked her when we started seeing each other, I said, "What's your mother's name?" Never mind.
Why did you date her too?
No, I just wanted to make sure that yeah, you know what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Did you meet the mother?
I have a friend.
Was she good looking?
I have a friend. Go ahead.
No, not
somebody
really.
go. I stopped.
She became a very, very good close friend of mine, but yeah, nothing happened between us. But yeah,
okay.
The daughter was pretty psycho. I mean, it wasn't a good thing. So
there you go.
Kind of glad that she went. Phew. Gone.
Yep. I have a good friend in Massachusetts who I believe up where he was going. He was told he was going to be added, and the only reason was he dated a girl who showed him a false ID that said she was older than she was. What's he supposed to do? So he believed it. They didn't do anything that couples do. They were just friends, but evidently the mother was okay with her having some kind of a relationship with the guy, but evidently decided that no, something's wrong because she's younger and he's much older, and I believe it worked out that he didn't end up on the registry because his attorneys and the state's attorneys evidently agreed that the girl lied about her age, and there really wasn't any way for him to you got to be careful because this is what happened in the world. You find out that you're 60 something and you're dating much younger than 20 something, and you get in trouble. So that's
yep.
That's the world. That's the world that we live in.
Or
the people that say age is numbers anymore don't. Go ahead.
Or what we could do as guys is not let your ego get flattered and realize the girl doesn't love you and just wants your fucking money, and stop doing that.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You see someone way much younger than you, looks like a teenager, acts like a teenager, has the
Smells
mental
like a
capacity.
teenager.
It smells like a teenager, has the mental capacity of a teenager.
Wait. Smells like a teenager?
We've all been
How does
teenagers.
a teenager smell like?
Teen
Ask Joe
Spirit.
Biden.
Cheap perfume.
Teen
Cheap.
Ask Joe
Spirit.
Biden.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll tell you what
Yeah.
his daughter smells like in the
Oh
shower.
my
I
God.
I know where
You-
Randy's mind was going there with that.
You could take 3
No,
samples of hair and give them to Joe Biden, take them out of the baggie and hand them to Joe Biden, I'm sure, and he could smell all 3 of you and he could tell you the age
Oh my
they
God.
live,
Oh my God.
what shampoo they use, probably who cuts
Oh
their
my
hair.
God. Oh my
Fucking
God.
moral. All right. Yeah. Enough. Damn. What's wrong with you, Dave?
You
Damn.
know.
He said he was wound up tonight, so yeah, that's good. Like to see
Damn.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like to see that.
You do?
No, you really don't. You really don't, Chucky. When I'm seriously wound up, you really don't want to see it. This afternoon.
No, I mean
seriously
wound up in a good way, Dave. Not a bad way. You're just you're doing
Yeah.
good spirits.
I
Good.
read a lot of good stuff. I started to reply to the 140 or 50 birthday wishes. Left notes for people that I hadn't seen in a long time on Facebook, and noted that about the old, like 2,400 friends on Facebook is on my birthday. Everybody seems to be able to send me a birthday greeting, but then
Yes.
they're gone the next day.
You notice that?
And
Crazy.
I did, and I do, and it's very sad because most of my friends are conservative people. I enjoy talking to them, but
That's why on my Facebook, my birthday's April 1st, 1911.
Yeah.
I
am 63 years old today, Rob. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my grandson's
But
an April Fool's Day kid. So yeah, no, he's not your age, of course, and neither am I. But still,
no,
he's an April Fool's Day kid. So
oh wow,
yeah,
I think the worst would be being a New Year's, a leap year baby.
that's gotta
Even
suck.
though I guess they let you chronologically in years claim your actual age, or you'd be like 92 and finally be 17 and be old enough, or 16 and be old enough to get a driver's license. I remember when Dick Albert was the weatherman on WCVB up in Boston, and he's a leap year baby, and they had a big party on the news on the day of birthday, celebrating that now he was old enough to get for however many years it was. Before, but to me that would be the hardest thing until you were actually 16 years old to be able to get your driver's license. That would be very hard.
Hey, Dave, I have a question for you, and I don't, you can say no. Can I share that picture that I sent you this morning of your birthday cake?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Absolutely.
That? Okay. I'll have to send it to
Off
Randy.
the top of my head, I do not. Off the top of my.
Well, I can send it back to you again now, and then that way you can.
No.
I don't want to. Yeah.
You can post it.
It's all in good taste. Okay.
I don't get mad at that kind of stuff.
All right. Yeah.
About the only thing I get upset about being shared is copyrighted video and copyrighted music, because every time somebody does on my broadcast, I end up getting a copyright violation, and most of the time I have to fight with the people who actually own the copyright rather than fight with Facebook, and it's just not funny.
Okay. Yeah. So you had a full house today. You said you had a big Doberman and some Huskies in there in your house.
No, I mean we have a full house. There's a bunch of dogs that belong to my son and daughter-in-law, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
one dog that belongs to she's bed enjoying her birthday.
Peace and quiet. Yeah, Jerry is kind of
I
quiet.
I don't know.
Soaking it all in.
Yeah, he's probably dreading the work that he's got to do tomorrow on the truck.
Yeah.
Are you, Jerry?
Well, there's a lot of bending and reaching and things that my hands don't want to do and go on strike, and things I can't get my hands near, and because they're too big. And I had to actually buy a new ratchet just so I could get to one fucking bolt.
Oh
Um,
my God.
yeah. So in the end, well, it's actually an air ratchet, but it's like one of them straight battery operated ones where just in a straight line, and but it's tiny. It's called a stubby. Everybody's heard of that. And you know,
True story.
uh, I had to
Yeah.
buy some new star hexes.
Boy, have we.
Yeah, well, it's not what I meant, but I knew it the minute it came out of my mouth that you guys would not take it in the spirit it was given, especially that dirty old man up in the upper left there. But in the end, it'll be good. It irritates me. I'm not going to be able to start it when I'm done because the battery is bad.
Well, how now? Okay, and I'm not a mechanic or nothing. So, what is wrong with a regular ratchet? I mean, because you can get those into a little bit tighter spots.
Yeah,
Now you're
and
going to have something that sticks out, and
I
how you?
may end up having to do that, but my fingers, due to the trials and tribulations of a misspent youth, um, don't work the way they used to, and ratcheting actually hurts me.
Okay. All right.
And it may end up having to do. I mean, it's only one bolt, but then I got to buy something new, so um, you take that shot every time. But it'll get done. It's just you got to take the whole top of the fucking engine off. Oh shit!
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then you go to the church and you give to the homeless. Hi, Jen. How are you?
That was my fault. I took my eyes off the
Nice
teleprompter
segue, Jerry.
to bring you on. I took my eyes off the teleprompter, so I wasn't reading the teleprompter. Your camera was on. Welcome.
Hey, Jen.
We can't hear you, Jen.
Sound is important.
Sound is important. It is.
Nah.
I tried that. I was having problems with my.
Well, that's
the
true.
other night. She can hear us, right, Jen? You can hear us? Yes. Maybe not.
Un momento.
Maybe not.
Randy, I sent you a private message.
There you go.
I not see it.
She may be
Now
back.
she can't see it.
Well, now she can't see anything. But yeah. Hopefully she will be back. I asked her this afternoon if she wanted to join us, and then I made sure I sent everybody a link, and then anybody who wants to join us is more than welcome to come and join us, or we'll just have a great time amongst ourselves. Talking the final 4 days of Joe Biden. If anybody thinks he's going stupid that he has done in the final 4 days, I did say to someone that it's not necessarily I think Joe Biden is going to do something to extend his presidency. I think I'm on eggshells. Just fear that something may go down at the inauguration, but just because the way the world has taught me to be when it comes to just expect something to happen, even though it may not, but just live in the constant something could happen. And I certainly don't hope anything will happen.
Let me ask you guys this question. Okay.
Yes.
So we had the hostage situation remedied. There's going to be 30 some odd people released before Sunday. And then Biden opens his mouth and takes credit for the hostage negotiation. And as he's walking away from the podium, a reporter reaches out. So, did Donald Trump get any credit for the hostages? And he turned around with that damn smirky look on his face. He says, "Are you joking?" And he walks away. The next thing we know, the hostage thing is on hold. They're not being released. Do you think because of his asshole comments that they backed off of the deal?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't watch. I don't watch TV, so I don't know. Yeah,
there's several reasons. Yeah, there's several reasons for that. Listening to Mark Levin tonight, and he read a big long letter pertaining to this. Well, the problem is, aside from that, Biden screwed this up. He said he's been working on this for long, and he said, I had the same plan that Trump has. Well, why didn't you act on it, you old fuck? You old bag of oatmeal, like Jen would say. But they knew he was a feckless fool, so they were like, "Not gonna do anything. So fuck it. We're gonna continue to do what we're doing. We're gonna continue to kill the Israelis, the Israelis, and all that good shit." So what happens is, in the deal, Qatar is one of the mediators. Who runs Hamas?
Qatar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Imagine how that worked out. So what eventually happens is you get so many Israel people released, and who knows if they're alive or dead. I mean, they're no longer hostages if they're dead. They're just dead. So, but in the grand scheme of things, over 3,000 Palestinian terrorists get released.
Oh no, hell no.
That's the deal.
Yeah.
That's the
not
deal.
a fucking deal. That's just
No.
that's like 5 terrorists for Bo Bergdahl. We're always giving them way more than they give us. Here's what we should do: tell them, give us our hostages, and we'll blow them off the fucking map. Period. And then when they don't, we'll blow them off the fucking map. And I got to tell you something. There's going to be a lot of people pissed off about that, screaming, ranting, and raving and shit. And I understand the sadness of it, but they took their chances going over there, living there. And here's another goddamn thing. This shit was painful to get into for 100 years now. It is going to be fucking painful to get out of, and very painful to get out of. So, you know what? It's about time. You want to show America's back? Blow them off the fucking map. I guarantee you straighten out the Middle East for at least a little while.
Yeah, but that's the deal that's been uh, worked on by, and they're twisting Netanyahu's arm
Yeah.
to go along with this shit, you know. And he doesn't want to, but they're twisting his arm. And then when you have Qatar, one of the deal makers, yeah, that's not a good deal right there. I
You know
mean,
what he should do uh, is wait until Sunday, and when there's no hostages released under the original plan, then let Trump's people take the fuck over at midnight and blow them away. If that
yes.
if Netanyahu, whatever that's the damn name, gives in and releases thousands.
Just say BB.
Okay, so if
Yeah,
BB gives in to the
Oh shit!
astronomical number of terrorists to the hostages ratio, then he should be kicked out of office. Wait till midnight Sunday and let Trump's people take over.
Yeah, but
Well,
well,
according to the Constitution,
Netanyahu is
though,
going
he
to come
can't take
back
over.
and say to you that, right, Netanyahu is going to come back to you regardless of what Biden does, and even regardless of what Trump suggests, although he's likely to do whatever Trump suggests because they're two very close friends. They get along with each other. Netanyahu is very likely to say to Biden, remember when you were vice president and I told you and I told your president, I really didn't care for you and you don't have a right to tell me what to do. That's very, very well what he is likely to decide to do. He's not going to blow up Israel because Hamas runs the government, whether or not he lose being prime minister or not. He's not going to blow up Israel just because Hamas tells him to. But realistically, I think this kind of goes back to the same feeling. There were lots of us who were Americans when Jimmy Carter was looking at, what do I do to get the hostages back?
yes.
Because I can, people like me were very loud saying, hey, it's just time to turn the country into a fucking parking lot and do whatever you come out of that. And yes, we owe the families something, the Americans that were there. We don't owe anybody else anything else. We owe the families of Americans something for the fact that they lost their loved one in the middle of a political war.
True. Yeah.
But realistically, this is ridiculous.
And then, Dave, what happened the next day after Reagan got elected? Everybody was released.
Yeah.
Because they saw
because Reagan's
power.
people
They saw power coming in. They knew Carter was a feckless fuck, just like Biden is. And they said Reagan came in and he showed power and he exuded power and he got what he wanted and they released all those hostages. But Carter was a feckless president. He was a good man, but he tried his best, just like Biden. Biden's not a good man. But Biden's a piece of shit. But Carter tried to do right, but he just didn't have the brains to do it. He just couldn't do it, and he fucked things up. And but then Reagan comes in and says, "Okay, I'll fix this in one day," just like Trump said. I'll fix this in one day. And sure as shit, fixed it in one day. The hostages were released.
Well, just like the one movie I watched, didn't they refer to Reagan as President Reagan?
Yeah, Reagan. Yeah, Woodstock. Yep.
Right.
I remember that.
No, not Woodstock.
Yeah, they said that Ray Guns in Woodstock. Yes,
no, well, they might have. But I'm thinking of the movie where the kid, his kid's father is in the Air Force, or he gets shot down, and he learns how to fly a jet fighter, and he goes into combat with another guy to rescue his dad. Oh wow, you guys don't know? Okay,
No.
I'll figure it out.
Well, we're not as old as you.
Hey,
You don't know.
hey,
But
We don't watch
but
all those old
honestly, I
black
think,
and white movies.
hey.
right, but I mean, I think that Nikki and I think people are right when Reagan showed force, and I'm sure behind the scenes, Reagan's people were showing the same amount of force negotiating this as he was, and I can't see. I mean, honestly, what I want to say is that 3,000 of their people bad to do is line up the 3,000 people against the wall at Gitmo, and every time they say we're not going to release them, and show it on
Yep.
live
Other
video.
one bites the dust.
And the next time they say they're not going to release them, bang! The only problem is they're likely to counter us and say, well, the next time you don't release them, bang, bang. And, I mean, we got 3,000 to bang and they only have, and it's just, I'm sorry. I'm starting to see in my 63rd year that a lot of life is just bullshit that we don't need to deal with the way that it is. And obviously, Hamas and Israel and all of the other terrorists living on the West Bank don't want to sit down with the people of Israel and try to work something out so that all of us can live there together. And if they're not, then hey, we need to take it the same way they are. If they're going to threaten to bang one terrorist, then we got to figure out how to divide that one by the number of hostages, the number of people they want returned, and bang, bang them.
Yeah,
Or just put them on a plane, fly them over Gaza, and blow the fucking plane up.
Yeah, we're getting like a ratio of 1 to 57.
Yeah, well.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and unfortunately, turning Gaza into a parking lot is not going to stop hostage situations around the world. I mean, I would hope it does, but it's not going to.
Yeah. Correct. But trying to strong arm Benjamin Netanyahu is not going to work. He said that we're going to put an end to this one way or the other. We're going to destroy Gaza.
Right.
We're going to destroy this place, and that's all there is to it. Because if you don't destroy it, it's right back in your face again.
Right. And I'm sure he doesn't want to kill anybody.
No, he said, I don't. They claim he's a terrorist and killing babies and all this bullshit. Well, you know what? If the so-called Palestinians, which is no such people, aren't invading hospitals and schools and bunkering down below them, then maybe innocent people won't get killed when Netanyahu attacks. But casualties of war, as they say. Anybody ever saw that movie? Casualties of war. That's the way it goes. And here we go again.
Okay.
Hi.
Yes.
Awesome.
Loud and clear.
Yes.
Too loud.
Loud
and those homeschooling women are just great, Jerry.
Oh yes,
they are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I bet Juju how to resolve this in like 30 seconds and a phone call, and then a piece of matzah.
That's awesome. Yeah, she's not here. She just left to go on vacation with her friend and her friend's family. No, it's all good. It's her best friend from choir, and it's a girl. And they were going to go to Florida, but they can't because of the storms or something. And so they're going halfway. They went to Kentucky and they're going to that ARC experience. And so, that'll be fun. That'll be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, sorry about. Hi, Robin. She's back. Yeah, I don't know. I've got too much going on here. I think I have to talk to Randy. He's like, "What kind of mic do you have?" I'm like, "Randy, I think we got two things going on because the camera has its own mic, and then the headset has a mic, so it's always it's always a mess. Okay. It's always a mess.
Yeah, my camera's one thing.
Yeah,
my headset and the mic is a whole different thing. So I turn the mic off from the camera.
I talk over myself all the time. It's okay. But anyways, so Biden says, and this is a quote, that this deal between Hamas
does it sound like some babbling stuff?
Israel. You hear babbling?
No.
Are you kidding?
If Biden says it.
Oh, I was like, nobody's here. It's just me. Okay. He says this was the toughest deal he's ever had to broker. And did you hear at the end of his speech or his goodbye speech, whatever that was, the reporter said, "So was this your idea or Trump's?" And he's like, "Goodbye." Then he starts walking out, turns around, and I don't know what he said, but it said,
"What did he said? He said, is that a joke?"
He said, is that a joke?
Okay, so he's...
Yeah, I saw that.
We knew he was going to take the credit for this whole thing. That's going to be his signature on his whole presidency is he did a peace treaty in the Middle East. And it's like, okay, this was the toughest deal you ever did. And Trump, had it solved 4 years ago before you stole the election. Speaking of stealing the election, did you see what all of the Democrats who were trying to, I don't know what, they were trying to get, especially Pete Hegseth and Pam Bondi, to say it was a stolen election. Because they kept asking them, which, by the way, the woman, the senator from Hawaii. Yeah, she kept going.
Was she drunk or what?
Didn't she sound like it? And that is the very thing she was trying to get Hegseth on. As she's slurring her words, I'm like, you go, girl. It was...
She took her cup and put it up to take a swig out of whatever was in her cup. And I swear to God, you could hear the bubbling on the bottom of the inside of the cup. And I'm thinking, where did you get your manners?
Oh, gosh. That's funny. Yeah, that was crazy.
Adam Schiff, and I said this last night, if I was the incoming attorney general and Adam Schiff was grilling me like he was with Pam Bondi yesterday and kept trying to get her to say, are you going to prosecute Jack Smith? Are you going to try to go after this one? Are you going to go after Merrick Garland? I would have looked at him, and I swear to God, and I said it last night, and I swear I would do it. I would have looked at him, and I would have said, I don't have to go after any of those, Mr. Schiff, because if I look at you and your time in the House, you are as guilty as sin.
One of them did. The good-looking young blonde woman, Pam Bondi.
Right.
She actually called his ass out. Says, weren't you censured?
That's right.
Because of the lies you were telling during the Trump administration. And he just kept talking. Of course, that's what liberals do. They just keep talking and talking and talking. It's like Hirono did. She just keeps talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
Slurring. And slurring. Yeah. And I need another drink or but whatever she was thinking in her head.
We're like, that's not coffee. We know that's not coffee.
But,
no, it's something from Pelosi's office.
And then the guy that came, I don't remember what his name was, but I don't remember who he was directing it at, but he's like, I can't believe you had the nerve to ask the questions that you did. He said, he said, I can only imagine and I know the answer to this, that just about every member in this uh, House and Senate, Congress, whatever, uh, showed up late at night drunk to
Ba-ding,
vote on
ba-ding,
something.
ba-ding.
Yeah, I'm sorry
So
about that.
yeah, he's
I have to figure out how to turn off the ding on that tab.
Yeah, they know they show up
power
drunk.
button.
For that. No, I have to be able to read it. It's the ding that lets me know that I have a Facebook message. So I just have to go into the messenger settings
okay.
and turn it off,
Change the notification sound and have it.
or just
Yeah.
turn it off. Just
But
turn
yeah,
it
this
off.
guy told whoever it was that, like, are you serious that you're gonna ask whoever it was about I guess it was Hexaf, about drinking and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Said we all know people have shown up in the middle of the night
Tipsy. Yeah.
to vote on something, drunk as hell, to vote. And he said you can't tell me you can't name one, because I know I've seen it and you've seen it. And now you're gonna call this man out. So, oh my God, that was priceless when he did that shit.
He also slapped every Democrat there because he looked at Hegseth and he said to him, "How many genders are there?" I was watching that live. He asked him, "How many genders are there?" And Pete looked at him and he said, "2." I almost fell out of my chair. I was laughing so hard, going, you set him up, and he walked right into it, and he played like he was supposed to, and he slapped every Democrat there in the room. Then he also he made Pete basically apologize to his wife, because the guy said that he cheated and his wife forgave him, and they're still married. And then he hinted around that every Democrat in here that cheated on their wife, they're still married.
Yeah.
None of them ever stepped down.
Yeah, he said who got fired for cheating on their wives around here.
Yeah.
Like,
I kept waiting for Pete to say something funny,
ding.
just to make them think for a minute over how bad he was slapping them. I know that the guy that was the chairman of the hearing at that time basically made Hirono understand that she can come back later. She can ask questions in the second round, but as far as he was concerned, he was done with her for now.
So when did they make the final decision?
Who knows? I'm guessing it's got to be by Monday.
Well, I was going to say probably in 4 years.
Well,
I've heard that it does. It has taken in the past longer than the time for a president. Longer than after the presidential inauguration. It has taken them longer.
Isn't that what happened in Trump's first election? That he was in the White House and he was still waiting for his people to be confirmed.
Yeah,
some of them.
That's what they're trying to do, Randy.
Yeah, they're trying to do it
They're
again.
trying to do to hamper him. So he and then Biden all of a sudden starts changing government designations of positions to make it to where, because he knows there's going to be people jumping ship, like upper echelon. But then he's changing the designations of their positions so that they move up immediately. So it gets harder for Trump to get rid of them. That's what's this is a total shit show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Jerry?
I watched the today they had for Pam Bondi. Um, like her character witnesses come up. There were three of them. One was a Democrat who had worked with her and ran against her for attorney general and lost badly. But they all three of them said she was very nice. The two as so-called experts on why she was bad, one couldn't. The uglier of the two, she had a big nose, and she looked exactly like you would think a liberal woman would look. But she said the appearance of these things, and so whoever was questioning her says, "So you have no specific thing that she has done wrong." Okay, thank you, which was cool. And then the other one, of course, was a professor and a lawyer and worked for the Justice Department as a career. You know, she was a career Justice Department person, not appointed or anything like that. Um, and she was just the most smug human being I ever met or ever saw. And it just, first of all, it enforced why I don't watch these things because they're ridiculous. But it also occurred to me, as much as these people talk about how the right bullies everybody, that's what these people are. That's what they are. They're everyone. And I don't care what side you're on. It depends on who's sitting at that desk down on the floor to look up at them for some reason. Okay, even though it should be the other way around. Um, why are we looking up at them? They should be looking up at us. Um, but they're bullies. That's what they are. It depends on who. If it's a Democrat sitting down there, the Republicans bully them. If it's a Republican type person sitting there, the freaking Democrats bully them. The Democrats, though, are vicious. They're way more vicious than the
Yeah.
Republicans, and they don't have facts that are worth a damn, and they accuse everybody of doing what they are doing.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what infuriates people about Democrats. Because the guy was right. I mean, they all cheat on their spouses or whatever. They're all drunk half the time. Nancy's drunk from 7 a.m. on till she, you don't know, she passes out in her own vomit or something. I don't know, but that kind of thing. So it's like I don't watch this crap for a reason. I never do. I'll probably watch the inauguration at least for his whatever speech he's doing. But it's just easier for me to read about it because it's just ridiculous the questions asked. Nobody, yeah, you can't ask somebody, are you going to go after this person? Are you going to go after this person? If they have not seen the evidence against them, you know, it's like, it's a stupid question, and people eat that shit up like it's a meaningful question. It is not a meaningful question. You have to
Right.
see the evidence first before you can answer that question. And my guess, she has seen quite a bit of it behind the scenes, of course. But
Yeah.
why would she answer that? Why would she give anybody a heads up to go and
Right.
find, some high end law firm
She
to, start fighting it? Why would she do that?
she threw that back in his face pretty
And there's
good.
another one other thing I want to say. If the attorney general is not a politicized position, they all are.
Oh yeah.
Why does the president get to appoint them instead of them being elected?
Good point.
That's a good question. But I mean, their role is not to be the president's
No,
attorney.
that's
Their
true.
role is to be
That's
our
true.
attorney. Our attorney if
But do
we
you
sue the
believe
government.
Merrick Garland was the president? Wasn't the president's
No,
attorney? He was. He was. He gave Joe advice on when to take his pills and when to eat ice cream,
he
and also,
he
we got. He's def and I love it when they ask about lawfare against the political opponents. I love that because that's all the
right,
Democrats do.
right. But Joe made Merrick Garland the attorney general because Barack Obama didn't get a chance to appoint him to the Supreme Court. And Joe probably, because back when he did it, said in my second term, when there is an opening, you will be my next Supreme Court justice. And Merrick, I hope that that doesn't happen, because in 2028, when Vance becomes the president, if he does, I don't think you stand a snowball hell's in chance of becoming the getting anywhere near the Supreme Court.
Mm.
You know, and it's too bad, really, that Pam Bondi couldn't have looked at Adam Schiff and said, you know what? She did keep trying to say, you know what? 23% or whatever it kept percent of the American people are pissed off with what's going on. The majority, it was 70%, I think she said, of the American people are pissed off with what is happening at the Justice Department. And you people here in this building, in this room, are part of the problem why they're pissed off at the Department of Justice. You know, but of course, you know, I wouldn't have looked at Adam and said, you know, you're one of the first people I'm going to come after, because I know I would have blown my my chances. Well, even Republicans probably wouldn't have voted for me then. But you know what? It's too bad these people can't just say the answer that these people want to hear, because like everybody has said, like Jerry said, like we've all said, I think these things are scripted. I actually think that both sides get together, they look for there were opportunities to be the meaner party at one time or another, and they may even talk with whoever they're interviewing.
Well, all I know is the only thing Mitch McConnell ever did right that I can remember is not allowing Merrick Garland anywhere near a confirmation hearing. And other than that, he needs to be thrown out on his head too. Maybe Guantanamo or Gitmo or whatever. Maybe that, but at least thrown out on his head. Maybe it'll straighten him out. I mean, it worked for Fetterman. He had a massive stroke. Now he's a fucking Republican. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm actually liking Fetterman.
I see.
Trust no one.
I think.
Yeah.
You know what? I keep seeing that if Fetterman gets the opportunity to meet with President Trump on a regular basis, he will cross the line. And I don't think he's anywhere as near as dumb as people make him think that he is. I think he's a very smart man. He knows what's going on. He knows what he's doing. Unfortunately, his tailor needs to be fired, as far as I'm concerned. You know, and I've said it before. If you want to take the bus or take a cab or get out of your car at the Senate building in sweats and a t-shirt, go up to your office, go down to the gym, take a shower, and put on your suit. And when you go home, do the same thing.
I'm to the point where I could care less about that. There's so many bigger problems.
Right.
I understand what you're saying. There's a certain amount of decorum. You're supposed to have your United States freaking senator. You know, go down to freaking Walmart and buy one of their off the rack suits and at least put that on.
Yeah.
You know, be happy you're not Jerry Nadler, where you have to have the. He wears like 87 long pants to reach up, to above to his neck. And in his belt, although he's fat, his belt is only like a 13-inch because it goes around his neck. But you probably should. But in the end, I'm just I'm over him. I don't, you know what, and I don't really trust Fetterman. It was a joke, but we'll see how he votes from now on. And it'll start with the Senate voting on confirmations and stuff. We'll see how he votes. We'll see when Trump is in office how he votes. Because, I mean, keep in mind, folks, John McCain was a Democrat under George Bush. He became a Republican under George Bush, and he screwed the country royally. So,
I didn't know that he was a Democrat. But I don't remember. I don't know who behind the green door is. I set myself up. I bring you in. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm glad you have a good time and feel comfortable while you're here. Maybe I'll know as soon as I hear the voice.
That's Michael.
That's Michael. That's Michael Anthony calling from Elon Musk's house on Mars.
That is so funny.
What?
I knew that he would spend so much time with the aliens that eventually they would gobble his ass up, spit him back out as phlegm, and the phlegm would come to life.
But at least
You guys don't even know the guy in the wheelchair.
At least they kept his brain.
Yeah, I know. Really, that's true.
That's funny.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, how is everybody? Happy birthday, David. I heard
Thank you, Michael.
cookie party.
They asked me at the procedure on Tuesday. They said, they asked.
God, are we
going to
hear about that probe up your ass again?
They asked me a question. They said, "Do you have a living will?" And I said, "I have it. It's not written, so in that case, I probably don't." And
all
then
right,
they
would
said,
you like to put it on record today?
No. Then they said,
Okay.
"Are you on your license or ID card, whatever it is? Are you an organ donor?" And I said, "I'd like to be, but the only thing I can think of that would do anybody any good is my eyes. I've had cataract surgery. I got new lenses, and I see 20/20 out of both eyes. Everything else, I would tell
Dave,
them not to use."
Dave, I couldn't help but notice your perfect eyes are behind the glasses you're wearing on your face.
They're readers only because for some.
Oh my God!
Everything was very clear after the last eye injection for up to about a week ago. Then things started getting.
Wait a minute. Wait. You wear glasses and get eye injections, and your eyes are good?
No, they're magnifiers for reading, because when I got after the contact surgery, the eye surgeon said you only need glasses for reading. You have a very minor astigmatism.
Well, tell us, what about the eye injections? Dave, your eyes are bad if you're getting injections into them.
No. The right eye has what's called macular edema, and it's a leakage of blood vessels into. No, listen, it's a leakage of blood vessels into your eye. In my teens, there was a tumor that they fried with a laser, and they said when you get older, there's a good chance that the same vessels will weaken up again and start leaking. So there's a little bit of extra fluid in there that they shoot something in that dries it up. It's like putting sand down when you spill gas on the floor of the gas station. You throw sand on there and it soaks it up. It's basically the same thing. It doesn't affect my eyes. Right now I've got 20/15 in one eye, 20/20 in the bad eye, but they have to on a schedule. Usually you like to get it to 3 months.
I'm going to put in a request if I need eyes, not to get yours, Dave. It's nothing personal, because I don't want anybody coming in my eyes with sharp fucking objects.
The glasses come with the eyes.
No, the glasses come because I need glasses when I read. The last couple of days, I'm not sure why.
Thank you, Michael.
The last couple of days, I'm not sure why things have been a little fuzzy, so I'm wearing the glasses when I need to read. I'm not perfect. I'm 63 years old.
I did not know they renewed the Doctor's soap opera.
All right, yeah, that was pretty crazy and intense. But you know what? On the stranger side now, they can change your eye color with ink. So if you wanted blue eyes, they can do that.
But they can do it with contact lenses too.
I got blue eyes. They're not all they're cracked up.
If you want blue eyes, they can give you contact lenses that are actually
eyes.
Okay.
I never really worried about whether or not I had to wear glasses or how I look, because again,
I can't remember why I came on.
Well, my college professor.
Because you love us.
Happy birthday.
Fuck of hell. God.
My college professor invited me up to get my diploma.
I'm going.
Here's Dave. Here's
Oh,
Dave.
Randy.
Randy, put that picture up first. Randy, the
Dave
picture.
Gloven, the only guy who has a.
Send it to me, Chuck.
Hey, you know what? My
Messenger.
I don't care. It's my birthday, and I'll cry if I want to.
And you do it well.
No cry.
I have been known to do it very well. But I'm glad that my friends are here. Chainsaw Chucky, Nikki, I know is out on a smoke break. Jerry Michaels from the American Rebellion, who is someone I enjoy, I respect, I listen to a lot. I unfortunately yell and scream sometimes, but I have learned from Jerry that you do not have to yell and scream when you're on a broadcast. You can wait your turn and talk to people, and it's more fun when you don't have to yell and scream at anybody. And behind the green door, I hope one day to have 1/10 of the knowledge that Michael has in his brain in mine and still know how to use it. Jen, the homeschooling mom, I've known Jen for as long as I've been on Facebook, which is almost 16 years in all of my groups. Actually, I don't remember if she was an admin of Americans for Free Speech when, after Eric started the group and made me an admin, or if she became an admin when I left. Because yes, I love Facebook drama. There was some Facebook drama that caused me to leave. But anyway, I've known Jen for a very long time. I agree with her 100% that homeschooling is the way of the future. And when the Department of Education is closed, maybe it should become DOHE, Department of Home Education. It will be so interesting to see as Elon and Vivek find all of this waste in the federal government that is not being used for what it should be, for the two of them to look at us and say, we could take all of these trillions of dollars sitting at the IRS or sitting at the Department of Education and pull it out and do things like that we really need to do. You want to improve education. Go ahead, Chuck.
The liberals are already unhinged. You can imagine what'll happen when they do that. There ain't going to be enough WD-40 to fix that shit.
Right?
Maybe what will happen is the liberals will start to see how our government needs to function, and if they can't function that way, then maybe they won't run. You know what? Maybe all of this will bring out a better class of politicians.
Never going to happen.
I know.
They will continue to run just to change it back to some stupid ass shit in the future. This happens every 40, 50 years. And eventually they will get their way and we'll be fighting our way back at it. Well, we'll be dead, but there'll be somebody else will hopefully be fighting their way back out of it. That's how it works.
Yeah. It's just like all of this COVID bullshit federal funding that's still sitting in state government coffers that they never spent. Well, there's one state that says, oh, we're going to do this. I don't remember which state it is. Because we have all this COVID money that we never spent. Like,
these people,
fix your shit. Don't worry about going forward. You fix what you didn't do in the past.
These people are so stupid. And I don't mind saying it. There are people on Facebook and other social media that are so stupid. We started talking about this thing called. I'm hoping that only smart people will hear me say this. We have been talking about COVID-19 on Facebook since 2018, when it was being talked about as coronavirus 19 or something like that. We talked about it openly, and we all talked about that it was a plan to get rid of a bunch of us because the elitists and the Democrats thought there were too many of us here on this planet, and it was a plan to get rid of like half of us between 2020 and 2026. You can't find any of those posts on Google anymore because they took them down. You can't find them anymore on Facebook because they took them down. They closed all the groups. this was biological warfare, as every single one of us have done this. Jerry's got to go, which means it's about coming up on 8:30. He usually has to depart to do things around 8:30. I understand he has to do tonight. I also know that he wants to get a good night's sleep because he has the parts to work on his truck, and he is going to do that tomorrow.
Well, he'll do that at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right, and I enjoy
with the
hearing,
raccoons.
I enjoy hearing what he has to do to his truck. Anytime he has to do things to his truck, I like hearing when you talk about when working on your vet. You know, the Equinox. It's okay. It's funny when someone can't find the pod to the car and it's in their pocket. You know, it reminds me of the time that Donna was visiting me in Waltham, and I got a last minute call for a limousine, and I was running around my apartment going, I can't find my keys to the town car, and I can't find my glasses. Donna says, your glasses are on your face. Why don't you reach into your pocket? Boom. I find my keys. And then I said to her as I'm walking out the door, the funny thing is the car's got keyless entry, and there's a key to the engine, and there's a key to the car in the glove box. All I had to do was go down and unlock the car.
Yes.
And start.
We all do.
But I mean,
we all do stupid crap. Like, it's like, I don't drink milk, but I've done it before. I'd make like chocolate milk or something and put the milk in the cabinet instead of back in the refrigerator. I was a kid when I did that shit. You're just not thinking.
On most days, I have to say to myself, I'm leaving my bedroom to go get a bottle of Coke and put ice in my cup, which it's a Bubba brand, so I call it Bubba. So I'm just saying I have to go into the kitchen and put ice in, rinse out Bubba, put ice in it, and grab a bottle of Coke. I will walk out to the kitchen, forget what I came for, come back with something completely different or nothing, and sit down and not realize that I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have an excuse that says it's okay to laugh at me, and it's funny when I do that. But that's just we're also getting busy with our lives. We're thinking we're so busy with our lives. You can't take a moment to think what you need to do when you get up to do.
It's
something.
like I buy things, for like car repairs or whatever it happens to be, lawn stuff, ant killer, whatever it happens to be. I'll buy it and I say, okay, I'm going to put it here so I don't forget where I put it. And then I can't find it. And I search the house forever and ever. And it's in the simplest place. So I go buy it again. Then I have double.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then I find it, the original one the next day. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Or everybody has said to me on broadcast, when it's not your turn, if you got something you really want to say and you can't say it right then, write it down. So I'll bring a pad of paper and a pencil and I'll put it right here to the left of me and I'll write it down.
You're left-handed?
But in the course of the fact that I got fidgety hands and I always have to have something in my hand, I will pick it up and I'll move it. So when it's my turn to talk, I'm stupid because I look down here and it's not there anymore.
It's just shrinking, Dave.
Yeah.
It's the fact that I don't drink enough.
It could be that you're holding it too tight. I don't know what the hell you're holding down there, but whatever.
Stop this.
It's shrinking.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here.
No, they can't explain to me, but it's just my hands have to be busy. So it's like right now I have a cable. I know I let it go there, but I have a cable to my headphones if I ever need to plug them into my laptop if I forgot to charge them. So I grab that, it doesn't, or I'll grab my phone and make it look like I'm doing live sharing or something on my phone just because they have to be moving all the time. I don't know, but
Jen, you get some episodes sometimes
I don't
too,
want to talk about this now.
No,
you're the youngest out of all of us. You're the youngest
I
out of
just
all of
turned
us. Come on now.
50.
Even
Do
young
you know
people.
I got my very first? Not my
50.
first. Oh, I've always been getting these
You're a baby.
AARP. Jesse thinks it's so funny. He's like, you got AARP mail. Well, I got my very first card. I got a card. It's got my name on it. I don't know what to do with it, but excuse me. Stop this. Anyhow,
About the best
That's
thing
funny.
your AARP card does is get you discounts at United Healthcare for insurance.
oh,
Yeah, I've
Honestly.
been getting AARP mail
Yeah.
since I was like
Yeah.
35 or 40,
right.
and I'm 55.
Damn.
I just turned 50.
My
And
my
they
dad
finally
got
gave
it.
me a card. I got a
My dad got it around
I got cars older than you
65,
people.
I think. and he actually a lot
You
of times
think
would
you're old.
subscribe or would join because they were giving away laser power calculators one year. They were giving away tote bags that were full of a bunch of other stuff. There are discounts that you get all over if you go to their website and look it up that he wanted. So I mean it's a good thing to join. I mean, but
right.
you know,
Yeah, I don't know
you
what to do.
You get good insurance coverage if you take the AARP insurance because it's through United Healthcare.
Yeah,
and
we already have. Oh,
the Medicare Advantage plans that AARP advertises are through United Healthcare, and they are the least expensive of just about all of them. But anyway,
right.
I'm not doing advertising for anybody today.
Yeah, I would not either after that guy was shot. I agree. Anyhow, I don't think COVID is gone. I think it's never
not
going to
gone.
go because they have to have a reason to give us shots, even if
It's
they
a-
work or not. Yeah,
It's
seriously.
a biological weapon.
It's
I have-
H1N1 now. They're
I have
letting.
come
Mhm.
to that conclusion since Bill Gates was at a press conference and said we're just about ready to release the next strain.
Oof.
And I wanted to stand up and say, "Excuse me, Mr. Gates, you're ready to release the next strain. How do you release a strain of a virus that you don't that why would you have the
how would
next
he
strain
know?
of a virus?
Right.
Why would you have already created it? Why? It was a biological weapon?
Yeesh. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy. Until he.
Barack Obama, when he was president, sent $30 million to Wuhan labs
Ooh, he's part of.
while they were working on it. So the only thing I can figure is that he was hoping that his $30 million bought control of this biological weapon. How it got released, whether or not it was accidentally, somebody dropped a beaker, somebody inhaled it, walked out of the lab, got a bad a bad piece of whatever meat
Ate a wet
hanging
vet.
in an outside vendor.
You know,
I don't
screwed a pangolin.
I don't care. It was designed to kill people.
Right.
That's what gain of function is all about. That's what Fauci
And I
worked
only
on,
took
is gain of function.
Right, and he got in trouble for that. They
He needs to go to jail for
funding
that.
his research. They stopped funding his research for gain of function at one time. And he said, well, we really can't do this because we've given research money to all of these universities around the United States. And the government came back and said, well, they can't do it either because we're not going to fund it anymore. We told you that you couldn't do that. We agreed with the virus research, but when you started doing gain of function, no. So yeah, he does need to go somewhere, but I'm convinced he's either dead or out of the country. And I believe he's out of the country. He's probably running Wuhan labs for the Chinese.
Are you talking about Barack? Barrack?
No, I'm talking about Fauci.
Okay.
Fauci.
Fucky, as I call him. But,
Wow.
Foobar.
He does need to be investigated. He does need to have to speak to a court because he profited off of
He
this.
already spoke.
You know,
He
Sure
already
did. They
spoke
all
to
did.
I'm
Congress
tired,
and
right?
he
But I'm tired
lied.
of hearing that he owns this patent, he owns that patent. Michael can probably tell us more about that than
Of
anybody I know.
diseases. Who wants a patent on a disease? I made this disease.
well,
That
I
means
just
you
need-
created it.
You're
They're called
sick.
parasites.
right, Michael.
Yeah, you're sick.
Right, Michael. Why would someone want a
Patent on a disease.
patent on a disease?
You know, that's a good question. One that I really can't answer. But you know what? It opens up the floodgate of the questions that we've always asked, and it points in the direction of where it always does, back to the big brother government systems. And, you know, yeah, he was yelled at. Everybody knows that. But it was all a ploy to make us look, to make it look like it was resolved and off the table. And then you did see that money from the Obama administration go to the CCP, not to China, but the Communist Party of China. They were the ones that were involved with the gain of function with Fauci from day one. And it's nothing new because it was being developed right in North Carolina in one of our military bases there. I'm actually going to be on a show with Robert Kennedy's, one of his senior side advisors, Dr. Jack Cruz, coming up in the next week and a half. He's the one that spilt the beans on and whistle blew the technologies of how cancer started with the injections of vaccines and all this stuff. So maybe some of our answers will get questions will be answered in the next week and a half. I talked about this guy on Jerry's show one night, and I played some interesting stuff, but I'm sure it's already left a lot of people's minds. But the last couple of days, we've been having some interesting conversations on hooking up and getting this underway, because right now we're going to go into a scenario where, you know, everybody in America wants to see something get done. Everybody has a different outlook for what they want to see get done first, but it's like the number 3 red dye. But what about number 40? And just today they said, okay, we'll do it. We're going to go along with this, but it's going to take 2 to 3 years to get it out of the, you know, the system. Because why? Number one priority reason was red capsules in the pharmaceutical industry made of this dye. Can you imagine that? Let's not just ban it totally tomorrow and start fresh. So you have all these different scenarios. It's going to be a really interesting show. It should get millions of views, and I hope that it does. And it should. It should, just because of the you know, followers that Dr. Jack has himself. But not only that, because of where he is in the element of, you know, trying to make people more aware of everything that is basically killing us, because everything is a toxic poison that's in front of us. So again, it's going to be pretty interesting. Maybe some of those questions will get answered, and I'll make sure that I do a mental note on asking some of that. But you know, it does all come back to a pre-planned everything, just like the fires, just like the floods, just like the hurricanes, just like, you know, the snowstorms, the ice storms. Even here in Pittsburgh today, 4th day in a row with 2 to 3 inches of snow, and no trucks are out treating the road. They wait till the worst case scenario starts to occur, and then everybody's in their truck doing the job. I remember as a kid, we had trucks on standby, sitting on the roads, waiting, monitoring from their own visual sight and addressing the issue. Everything is working opposite. Everything is working opposite. We just had a 36.5 tax increase, you know, property tax, real estate increase. And this was all to help the county not to get, and here we go again. It's just like yesterday, just like last year, same protocol, same nothing, same very bad roads. What does all this do? Every day somewhere in the United States with you know, car pile-ups and all these different scenarios that what we're experiencing is destruction by, you know, Big Brother's hand. And that's the design of it, from the West Coast to the East Coast, from the North to the South. People were screaming, close the southern border. Okay, I know that needs addressed and it needs to be finished. It needs to get done. But what the hell about the North?
Yeah.
What about the northern border where they've been coming through for 4 years also? Nobody's talking about the immensity of the big problem we have here. And because we got behind a man and he got voted in because he's made promises. We now, as Americans, need to keep him reminded every day that he's working for us, and we want all these things addressed, not over a 2, 3, 4 year period, but done tomorrow on day one. You know, we don't want to. I personally look. I love the guy. I love the way he wants to take this country. But damn it, listen to what the people are asking and make sure. What did he do today? He named Sylvester Stallone and Mel, whatever the hell his name is. They're going to be ambassadors to Hollywood. Why do we need ambassadors to Hollywood? Really? I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. President. I don't agree with this bullshit. We are your eyes already. We don't need labels on anybody. Hollywood is Hollywood, and they've all worked for it. Us common folk, the peasants, as the old kingdoms used to call us, are the ones calling the shot because we are the ones that pay the taxes. We need to keep a better focus on our future. Look, I know a lot of good can come out of this, and we're going to see a lot happen. Some we're not going to understand, but it's going to be our job to be the voice that gets back to him so he sees and hears our cries for help where it's not getting done in the hopes that he does it, And a lot of things aren't going to happen instantly. I get it. You know, yeah, that's the name of the game and the art of war and all the things that we have to repair. But we can't go and just forget about the cause that we had because we were a cause. We were the movement, not him. We were the movement because we put our hope into him because of the promises he said he could bring back to us. And we got to keep them all in Washington, all these new ball game players. And I mean, hey, look, you know, Pam did a great job in her questioning in front of Senate. They tried to tear her a new ass, and all she did was made them look terrible. You know, blew up in their own faces. But again, as strong as he can make it, we need to be there, and we need to be willful to see that we get the things that we so desire and need to see. We need our water fixed. I mean, when are we going to take the fluoride out of it? When are we going to remove arsenic? When are we going to remove the antifreeze out of the food products? Antifreeze that kills a dog, they're putting in our food materials. So there's a big war. It's a lot to do. Like I said, I got this thing with Jack coming up. You know, excited to do it actually because I know the immensity of what people want, and I hope anything that I can say to him, he has in some of his private discussions with some of the people that are going to be sitting around the Knights of the Round Table now.
Wow. And the cloud seeding, that alone is so stressful because that goes on our crops, that goes in our air, that goes in the snow that the kids play in. What the heck? We are allowing this because no one knows how to stop it. So I can't wait for your show.
Yeah, I made a post about that, Jen. I really did. I made a post about it on day one, Mr. President. You know, ground these planes.
Wow, that's good.
I mean, I am doing what I can do, and I'm surprised I'm still here with some of my posts. We're all probably still a little fascinated how we're all here, but the fact is we made it. We're on the other side. And the point to that is what I've been saying for the last 5 minutes, and I'm going to shut up, is we can't stop. We got to let him know and remind him, as great as he can be, it's because we placed him there to be.
Wow, that's
yeah, Michael. I saw a post today, as a matter of fact, a story. I read it, and I think it was in Florida that there was like somebody, some doctor. It was like a thick fog, and people took samples of the fog and turned it into him. And he said there was like 96 parasites in that fog. Deadly parasites in that fog. I'm like, well, that's great.
And we breathed it in.
That's great.
Yep.
Well, little by little is how they work, and that depopulates for them. So nobody can point the finger directly at them. If the climate caused this, Who points the finger at humanity? We don't. A lot of people above, below us, and somewhere else beside us are just thinking, okay, this is a normalcy, when we know that it's never going to be, it never was. And all these actions, this weapon, you guys know I talked about this 4 or 5 years ago when the early birds and Dave was just coming on the air to do his shows. And I was warning people about this was a weapon of magnitude of being able to do a lot of damn things. And has that not happened? It surely has. And look, there's many people out there that do these scenarios better than I will, but at least I was out there trying in the forefront, and I'm still here on the back gate doing the best I can. But you're absolutely right. They can do anything, including delivering COVID.
And
so you asked how it was released.
Yep.
Now you know.
And
the fog.
And
Sorry.
Michael even said to me, because Johnson & Johnson, they call it Janssen because that's what makes it. But it was one shot and one booster. And I didn't catch it. After taking it, it wore off and I hadn't taken anything else. And I got Omicron. And I think Michael said to me that it's possible I could have got a placebo shot into me. I have no idea what they shot into me. I didn't look at it. They just inked up a needle and stuck it into my arm. And
but then again, that was for the shedding content, Dave. That's what the vaccines were. You probably did get a clean one. Maybe it was vitamin B. Whatever. The placebo. But
vitamin B. I got
nanos are the blood clotters. Yeah, that's the alien view, transhumanism.
It's like taking a flu shot.
I take 35.
You don't know what you're getting.
I take 35,000 units of vitamin B12 because my mood stabilizer is Tegretol, and Tegretol eats all of the vitamin B that your body makes down to the point where your body just stops making it because it can't feed it. It can't feed it fast enough.
Try B17.
And I think they said that if you take 28,000 vitamin B, it helps lower your risk of primary care said because your vitamin B is so raise it, take 5,000 units a day, which is, like I said, 35,000. Your body will only use what it needs, and then it will throw away what it doesn't. I haven't done enough research to follow along, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, please. But I did read that somehow a large amount of vitamin D can help, but I'm starting to believe also, like you said, that maybe I got
they
whacked.
pushed it off as a horse.
I got whacked with it, right? But I'm starting to think that maybe I got whacked with a clean shot of something.
Well, listen, this is what I tried to tell you, Dave. Hold up one sec, bro, because you'll go on for another 5. But again, it's a big circle where you're going.
Okay.
All right. Look, they couldn't do it all at once. They had to segregate how the vials would be distributed. That's why some people came in, and I had a lady on my show. She was black. She called into a local Rite Aid store in Pittsburgh. She says, I want to come in for my, COVID vaccination. Not a problem, ma'am. You're more than welcome to come in. She gets in there and she says, I'd like to get my shot. I called and they said, well, we don't have one for you. So there were different bottle valves for different cultures as well. It was specified. And why were the doctors, getting all these incentives to give out vaccinations? If they had 6,000 patients and they got all 6,000, they got $1.5 million a year for the vaccinations. This was all a big plan on us. That there's no other way to look at it. And again, what about that fascinating guy out in Canada who fought the courts and won? because they were going directly at him because Trudeau told them to do it. He said, let the ministries of justice go after this guy. And he won against him. Why did he win? Because he says, if this is real, produce it, contain it, and show us it's factual. They could not do it, and they lost the court case because it was not anyway at any time ever a factual contaminant that could be contained. It was an aerosol product.
I really wanted to talk about
Jen's about to burst open.
fog. The fog.
Okay.
That's making
Okay.
Go ahead.
fog.
The ships are coming to port.
I'm so excited that you talked about the fog, Michael, and what's in it. And I swear this thing is a double-edged sword. It's everywhere across America, and it's not just full
That
of
was me.
things. Yes, Nikki, you're the best. Thank you. Anyhow,
Yes, I am.
yes, you are. The fog
Yes.
is full of
Yes.
all these things that are there to hurt us, but it's also serving as another purpose. It is a screen. Because do you remember when the Pope opened, and who does this? And why would the Pope do this? Opened up what? Gates of hell? Some gates of hell to see what was in it. They're like programming us to get ready for a really bad thing, a really bad ship show. I didn't say the word, I said ship show.
No, you can say
They
shit.
are
I don't
good.
care.
Yeah, it sounds ridiculous coming out of me, okay? Anyhow,
It would sound awesome.
not even cool, no. Anyhow, it's a really bad
Sounds
show.
awesome.
Yeah, they're
awesome.
preparing this thing because holograms will show up on this fog like a video on a white screen. It's going to be crazy, the stuff we're going to see. And now that he said he opened up these gates of hell, I'm like, oh dear God, are we going to be seeing real demons? What are we going to be seeing? But who cares? We're going to see it and just know that it's
I
on
saw
purpose.
a weird video a few days ago about popes. The first pope in like 1500 or whatever it was. I don't know. It was some year ago. And if you add 400 something to it, it brought you to the next pope. And if you went and kept adding that number to it, it brings you up to Pope Francis, who something under Francis predicts something happening in 2020. Michael, is that when this planet explodes and dies?
Or the Antichrist comes? Which one?
Well, no, the Antichrist is here.
Oh.
No,
Right.
he's been
That's already
here.
here.
He's already, but he's here in the analogy of mind. Okay, it's a good God versus a bad God. It's a brother versus a brother. When you go back to the Garden of Eden, who's the one that actually entrapped humanity because somebody shared the apple of knowledge? Well, so was the serpent wrong for telling humanity, in order to survive here, if we are not here, this is what you need to do? And the good God says, look, I will no longer support you because you didn't listen to my orders, my rules, the rule of thumb under humanity. So what's coming up? I don't know, but if you go to the fog for a second, there's green beam, there's blue beam, and you have these different scenarios of the visualization of the holographical ability. And as long as you have the silver nanoparticles everywhere in the atmosphere, you don't need fog to use it. It will show up wherever you want it. Without the assistance of the metals, you won't have it. So these correlate and have to work together in order to work. That's why I'm saying that double-edged sword that you mentioned actually has many abilities, and it's like your Medusa with 19 arms, holding all these double-edged swords, because the capabilities are just catastrophically large of what the abilities are and how they can do it. So I think look at it that way the best you can. What's to come? Okay, according to military people, and I've talked to two, gave really great informations and whereabouts of what they knew. April 14th, 2029. The Jesuits are preparing because the Pope is not Catholic; he's actually Jesuit. Imagine that, And what's the smell that you smell while they're getting ready to vote all these new popes in when one comes to his death and they need to vote one in? Basically, you're smelling bodies burning. That's what they do. It's the ritual. That's their satanic ritual. Why did the Pope at one time say, okay, now you guys can, burn bodies. You don't have to have funerals. It's because you were doing a human sacrifice for them. You were creating the negativity that it inflicts upon humanity. In ways that they see it different from how we look at it. We look at it now as the easiest way out to bury a family member or a loved one. But the truth of the matter is that's part of the darkness and the manipulation of how it's all worked against humanity. So these things are crazy. But the date that seems to come up over and over, and even with remote viewers, the best remote viewers in the world, we're looking around the month of April 2029, and we have 4 years, and Trump knows it. And that's why there are things that are taking place, these bunkers, these cities the sizes of Manhattan that we're building, that Russia's built, that China's built, that can house millions of people underground of an event. But here's the thing. We don't know what the event is. We just know that they're preparing for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow,
Mark
that's
Zuckerberg's building this.
Yeah, I mean, it
gas-
could be a meteor. Maybe it's the return of Nebrew. It could be all these things. We don't really know. If this gassy planet does come around, circle around between us and the sun or the moon in its rotation, them 3,600 years that it does, it's full of gassy oils and stuff, and that would be a fireball of hell being thrown into the atmosphere and all over the Earth's grounds. And what would it do? Create the gates of hell, the fires to burn. And then you have all these other scenarios too. And maybe that's why we're seeing some of the things that we're seeing now and why they want to make California not just a smart city of many cities, they want to make it a smart state. And that paperwork just came out. Those documents were just fine for it to happen by 2028, that it would be an entire smart city and able to withstand catastrophic events.
Yeah.
Wow, they did this once before.
I saw
in 1960. They did it to San Francisco. They burnt it, and everyone was like, "We forgot about it." What happened to Maui? They burnt that too, and we're all like, "Oh, we forgot about it." It's ridiculous. They keep doing this. It's bad.
I don't see Los Angeles being a smart city, considering what they're doing right now.
Not yet, but they want to clear it out.
No, it's what they're gonna. It's what they're gonna build. Smart homes. But I saw a picture.
The paperwork says that there was $310 billion to be allocated for this project.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's also just came up, and now you have the triple K, the KKK ladies of diversity, all blowing the whistle now on Newsome and Pelosi and Harris and everybody else because they were pushed into this, unknowing when it was going to happen or what was going to happen, but knew that the system was being torn apart right in front of their eyes, and they don't want to stand in the place of the judgment for it. So at least we're seeing a turn of events where the fingers are really getting, pointed at. And then you have the citizens where Megyn Kelly even said some of her constituents have called her now and said, "Oh my God, I should have listened to you," because they were like, "What are you doing on Trump's side? What are you fighting for this guy for?" Now they're pointing a finger saying, "How do we get aboard with you people? We want this guy removed.
Yeah.
We want all these people removed." So there's a lot of innocent people that were trying to do a job that were trapped.
Funny how that works.
With them.
I saw a picture out of the four-way crowd neighborhood that said, I saw one that said new owner BlackRock, and then I saw another one that said for sale, call BlackRock. So is this, Michael?
Well, BlackRock's part of that organization.
Financial assholes in the world, or just was it a land grab?
In a way, because if you look at the same comparables of Ukraine, BlackRock, Vanguard, and associates want to give $400 billion, nearly $400 billion, same typical type of plan to Ukraine to rebuild on. A new Ukraine of a smart city, so to speak, country, smart country.
That BlackRock owns.
Let's just say they're willing to give up a lot of their assets to see this take place, which then goes back to the United Nations. You know, so it's the new world order. It's the things that we post. It's the things that George Bush said. It's the things that Clinton said. It's the things that Obama said. It's the things that all the presidents said, with the exception of Trump.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. Wow.
That's enough.
I mean, look, there's only one direction here. No matter how you look at it and what we talk about, what's going to be the cure? And how do we get out of this? And how do we protect ourselves? And how do we take what informations we have to conduct ourselves with our families into the future for their safety? That's what we really have to look at and look upon. Because right now, the focus is only in everybody's mind about we need to go after all, and we do. We need to go after the ones that are guilty with the crimes on humanity. There's no doubt about it. At the same time, we need to also look at how we can repair what's broken for the bigger element of what we do not know. And we're trying to get to the bottom of those answers, whether it's meteors, whether it's the Webb telescope says, came up, there's these huge vessels coming in towards, the planet Earth. It's so many light years away, and they're making time within so much time to get here. So you have all these different elements, which tells me, again, we're looking at the cognitive dissonance of factors that are put out there to keep us in a component of fear as well. What the true things behind it that we don't know is what they're not telling us.
Wow.
All we can do is follow
the
you follow the information, you follow the water. What are people doing? Why are they doing it?
They're not going to tell us. We have to find it, and we have to tell them. And people like you are important because you share that information with us, whether or not we all under it. We try to continue passing it. And the big question, but Michael, is the end of doing what we do on Facebook coming up? And is it better to just like jump ship and go to X, where supposedly we don't get treated like we do on Facebook? Is it smarter to go to Truth Social? Where the hell do we go? I mean, most of us are only here on Facebook because you can get 65 shares out and you might get 100 people watching. I mean, which is great, and I love it, and I'm not talking it down in any way, but Alex Jones goes over to X and he gets almost 1 billion people watching, but he's got a lot of money that we don't. But I mean, I don't believe fact checking ended here. I still believe that they are shadow banning us and blocking us as bad, if not worse, as they were before. I think Mark Zuckerberg got caught with his pants down because I think his plan was to work with Kamala Harris and take Facebook to the farther left than where it was under Biden and keep blocking us as badly as they could. And they ended up with finding out that wasn't going to happen. Trump got elected. But I mean, what do we do? Are we wasting our time here on Facebook trying to do this? Are there other places that we need to be?
Well, if you wouldn't have had a cookie party tonight, none of us would have been here. So look, that's how you collect and gather. No, look, it was your birthday. Everybody came into the group that
I know.
Was maybe exception of a couple. But this is all about the divide, and that's how they divided us. Facebook used to be the strongest social media content association in the world, and they lost that, and they know they lost it. But because it was a government-controlled program under DARPA, and the government came in, Big Brother came in and told them how they were going to run their ship for them, and they did. But then it started to go everywhere. So on the widespread of information, I had friends in the military who were trying to do shows on the X, and they were getting thrown off. So why is the Elon Musk, part of Trump's administration, throwing off our military whistleblowers from coming on and sharing their information? It's the same with, and it doesn't matter if it has to do with this ethic or that ethic or aliens or ghosts. It doesn't matter. If there are violations that still exist amongst all the platforms out there. And who always gets noticed first? The bigger people always do. They will be the ones buying the $100 million homes, $13 million homes, $15 million homes, and they will always be the ones at the top. Anybody that was close to Trump at the end of the day of his last term is still much stronger than any of us will ever be in our lifetimes. So it is a who you know policy, click program, protocol, fuck up everywhere. And until people walk away from these people who think they're big and they know, they only know because us little people have told them.
Right. Right.
I sent Dave something here. I'm going to show it here real quick. I don't know if it'll show up. Shit.
It tries to show it.
There it is.
Yeah, Randy had to go.
Yeah, I got too much glare.
There it is. I saw that. Yeah, it
says happy birthday. Yeah.
And the cake is on fire.
I'm like, something's on fire there.
It is. It is. I laughed.
Happy birthday, my friend.
From now, he ain't going to remember anyway.
No. And Gavin Newsom just bought a brand new $9.2 million home. So be happy. Be happy with that.
Me? I bought a $9.2 million home?
Newsom.
Gavin Newsom,
okay. Gavin Newsom.
Last year.
All I have to say about him, and you can go watch a couple of mornings ago when Randy and I had William Rayfield on, and it turned into a really bad yell fest. Yep. And I'm sorry that it did. But I kept coming back to Ray and saying, the people of California tried to recall him several times, and then they voted him back. So they are responsible for what happened in that state. If he promised he was going to do things, then he didn't. Right, but if he promised that he was going to do things and didn't do them, then it's on them because they voted him back in. I mean, as I've said, they talked about desalting the ocean when I lived in California, and we lived in California 50 years ago. And the only reason they didn't do it back then was the cost of the plant at that time. If they had built one plant back then, even if they didn't build the infrastructure to move the water to wherever they wanted, and they had to send in tanker trucks and fill tanker trucks and drive them and park them around the state wherever they wanted, and as they were empty, send new filled trucks up there.
Yeah.
Maybe
here's that dude to stop slamming your refrigerator.
Go ahead, Michael.
Jen.
I heard that too.
Go ahead,
Sorry. I don't know which mic is on.
You guys may not know. All right. In 2014, there was a special voting, and it was for infrastructure, water, reservoirs. It all passed with flying colors, including with the money being attached to it for added reservoirs, all throughout the jurisdictional areas throughout California. The money was immense,
right?
And it was approved. And guess how many they got?
Zero.
Zero.
I heard that, Michael. I heard that. And what's up with this reservoir that 2 days before this fire, they drained all the water because there was a tear in the cover. What kind of cover they have on these things? Is it?
I don't understand if it was a tear. I heard they drained water out of one reservoir and dumped it into the Pacific
no, they
Ocean
said they were doing repairs on this reservoir. That's where the Palisades were.
Well, I think that was a lie, and I'll tell you why. If you go back to November of 2024, there was a fire event that happened close to where the first one broke out. And at that point in time, there was no water and there was no active fire hydrants working, which almost turned into a disaster. Then you have the smart meter technologies out there too. Every area that had smart meter technologies all put out throughout their homes were the areas that only burned. So there's a significance there as well. What type of technology was used? Because we only know of 4 directional hits that happened. It's recorded atmospheric directional hits that had happened that started. It wasn't a days before firework left in smoldering in the woods. It didn't jump from 1,000 acres to 1,000 acres to 1,000 acres away. These were hits. After the hits took place, something else was setting the fires because they were only the homes burning, not the streets, and in most instances. And then once those fires spread, then it started, of course, consuming a lot more of the damages that had incurred. But you have, when you look at the landscape of it, it's an infrastructure already built for a new America tomorrow, just like the new Amero-dollar will come. How do you cancel the culture of these rich and these deep state individuals? You create something to where the American people can put their money and interest into, and where their money came from. And anybody that tries to put in big wallets of money are blocked automatically. So there's going to be a lot here to see into the future, and the Amero-dollar just may come to life.
Yeah, but Michael, I still don't understand why have a cover over a water reservoir in California?
I can't answer that question because I actually live in Highland Park, where we have 2 reservoirs, only about 5 minutes from me, right above the Highland Park Zoo. I am very close to that. I can hear the animals. I can hear the elephants. I can hear the lions roar, all these different types of things. Right above that area are 2 huge reservoirs systems that supply the water. And I at times had seen covers over them and never understood why, but only felt that they, the time and enormity it would take to fill them, they were keeping the water and so purified in some way and trying to keep it from parasites, and they cover it. Normally when they empty them, though, it's because the matting blanket that was made for them and put together creates a leak from underneath that the water sits upon, like the ocean floor. So I can answer for that, but I don't know what the blanket system is. I don't know. I really, really don't.
There was a tear in it, and then they drained 1.7 million gallons or 17 million gallons of water.
Yeah.
2 days before this fire kicks off. I mean, come on.
Yep.
I mean,
I don't know if that's true because of I really don't. I'm going to go with you on that and say, okay, you're right, because I really don't know. But what I will say is it was actually it took place way before then. The November fire proves that it was already empty. And the next excuse was it was all because of save a fish. And when it comes to humanity, when it comes to infrastructure, sometimes
you ever ate smelt?
Yeah, I know what they are. It's the cheap poor man's fish, little cans of smelts and different. Yeah, right.
It's like a sardine.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And really, what was more important? That's what it comes down. Where's the ethics? Where's the This is not competence; it's incompetence. But again, we've seen the blanket. Where does it take us when you go down these avenues that we go down? Every time we see a new system of a down come upon us through their wage of war against, continuing America into a new world order. And that's exactly what this is. And there's nothing good about their new world order when they're taking it from you by eminent domain through fires, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, and devastational, horrific devastational impacts. But they do it. And why? Because we could use something else. But you know what? They got caught with their pants down in California. And what better of a state to get your pants, because that's where it happens.
Yeah, because it's warm.
It's mind-blowing. But, you have your own answers. You know in your heart already what the hell happened. And now how do we address it? How do we watch Trump address it? Trump, this is going to be put on Trump to take us into a new freedom city. Not a smart city, as he called them. We will have freedom cities, which means he knew that this was going to happen.
Yeah, you see a big land grab there, Michael?
Without a doubt. It's always a land grab. Jasper was a
It's like
land grab.
Maui.
Maui was a grand land grab. Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, Canada, New York, and California of many sectors. All epic failures of a team.
Yep.
The left.
It's like Ricky Lake's house, burnt. Not a piece of vegetation. I saw that story today. I don't know how true it is.
Yeah, she just started her own podcast not long ago too.
But her house, only her house, burnt down. Nothing around.
Can they control that? Can they control the houses that burn? Because you hear about the guy who owner or the waste management and his $9 million house that he built with cement pilings deep in the ground to hold it, as the outside was a concrete and stucco. His house didn't burn down, and there's no house for miles. So literally, Michael, can they control the houses that don't go down? Why does one person's house?
Of course.
That's synonymous to what happened in Maui. The cars with the blue cars or blue roofs, nothing burned.
Fine.
Yep. Nobody still can't explain how the fuck that happened.
Yeah, the Masonic Temple didn't burn. I mean, that was all blue. So, when you look into them, there's something that correlates it, and it has to do with, I guess we're red, they're blue. I don't know, and they protect their own. Look at one of the biggest properties in Maui was Oprah Winfrey's home. It didn't burn. It was blue. And again, at the same time, these people are all building underground bunkers. When you question the infrastructures of how something's built, stone can melt. Stones melt. People don't realize that stones melt. That's how we make steel, by collecting minerals and ore. So stone is meltable. Cement and concrete is also meltable. Pliable by different temperatures, not like 9/11, which everybody thought jet fuel did the whole thing. But look at the impacts way back there, how the cars did the same thing that happened here, closest to the points of the impact. All the same as 9/11 again.
Good point.
They all went up the same way. Same outcomes, same freaking outcomes on how the effects happen. So yes, we have technologies that can be directed. That's why it's called directed energy, weapons. And we have them, directional weaponry. What more to say? I mean, we're seeing it repeatedly when they use that particular weapon.
Start to wonder.
100% agree.
I mean, we do all these broadcasts where guys down in our league like us here, we're here and we're doing it, and they're not, I'm sure they're severely blocking us so that maybe 3 people in the live chat, so maybe 10 people can watch this, but they don't kick us off. And I wonder if they don't kick us off because they only think 10 people are watching, but they let us do it, as opposed to making sure that we can't do it. Or
it saves their ass.
Can't do it on Facebook.
It saves their ass. Why does it save their ass? Because they can say, look out there. We didn't remove these people. They're there. They're doing their shows. But they can restrict how many shows and how many viewers you get. They can worry about how many views you got. They can do all that. And the algorithms are responsible to a degree. Go ahead, Chuck. I'm sorry.
Okay, I shared the last show because it was a good one, and they showed a couple pictures of me from a few years ago. Anyways, I got no likes on it, no shares.
Oh yeah, it goes into that.
And then I post some, I post something else, and I get 40 likes on it. I post something else, then I might only get 20, 25.
They're not letting people see your voice.
We've got 57 shares with 132 views right now. So by the time we hit the button, it's broken 140, maybe 50. That's average for us. Michael and I did a broadcast once where I think we had 600 people watching, and I think when we put it on a pod 1,000. That's the highest I've ever gotten in years of doing this.
Right.
So I'm they control who sees and who they do and when they don't. I have friends of mine that would love to come to my numbers, and they go, we just can't do a broadcast if you can't give us 1,000 people watching. Good night, Larry from Canada. That made us truly international tonight. And I'm sorry that we kept people
Dave.
up late.
This was
Nikki's got to go, and
you're over.
We kind of did what Tar calls an OT, an overtime show, only because Donna and my daughter-in-law are out at a craft for about an hour, so we had an opportunity to go late. But Nick came, and Jen Woodruff had to step away.
And happy birthday again,
Nikki. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And in 63 years, we'll come back and do it again.
Definitely. One or none of us. I don't know how that's going to work out. But
they laugh because
AI.
The colonoscopy, the doctor said 7 years. So I asked them, can I schedule it now? Well, I said, I'm going to be in 7 years. I'll be 70 years old. So I want to do it 2 days before my birthday, like this in 2020, whatever it is. And they said, sure.
There you go.
Michael, it's always a pleasure. Nikki,
it's always a pleasure. Whenever you want.
You here?
Yeah.
Nikki, do you know? I don't mean to embarrass you in any way, but are you familiar with Windows 11 and Windows 11 Pro?
I keep getting offered it on my laptop, and I will not install it because it's going to kill a whole bunch of devices that I have installed. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, too? Facebook is controlling some of that now because Meta is trying to, because of DARPA and the technologies that were put in place there, it's refusing us to be able to undertake other apps as well. So you have that. And it's like, are you sure you want to post this? Are you sure you want to accept this on your computer? It may cause harmful effects. This is all to make you back out, so you're more instrumental because Meta's the one who is set up to track us. They are to track your calls, record your calls. That was what was put in place because they didn't see the loss coming in the 2020 election as big as it did. They thought they were going to have this last 4 years to predicate their bullshit on us.
Yeah,
I went through it tonight with Telegram. I
agree with 100%, Michael, that I think what happened with his pants down with Kamala Harris and fully expected that our boy Trump was not going to win, planning to move Facebook even farther to the left than it is now. And the meeting at Trump's house in Florida here in Mar-a-Lago, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall that Mark Zuckerberg got a reaming that he did not expect. Also because I believe the Trump lawsuit for being kicked off as president of the United States, which was 100% illegal, comes up later this year.
Yeah.
And their donation to the inauguration fund was because of that. But go ahead, Nikki.
Yeah, I have my laptop that can handle Windows 11, and it keeps offering it to me every time Windows updates comes up. It's update to Windows 11. I say no. Okay. My tower because I have 2 PCs, and it doesn't have the power that my. It's funny. Tower doesn't have the power that my laptop does, so I can't.
Here's something to think about, guys.
But
And Nick,
once
might
you
get
go
that.
there, you can't go back.
Yeah, right. That's the
If
whole
it
thing.
doesn't work.
I bought a Windows 11 to replace the Chromebooks that I had. I don't know enough about it that I have to make sure I know I have people around me all the time.
Have you had problems with devices and installing devices and running anything?
No, not really. I mean, I have, I think it's virus and malware protector, which have something else called an advanced system in it, which does
but I mean, like,
does pretty good stuff.
Headphone
I mean, no,
devices.
not at all. No problem at all.
All right, I'm gonna run, guys.
All of my. Okay, thank you, Michael, for coming by. I appreciate it. All of my
whoever said that.
All of my Windows Defender stuff. All of my Windows Defender stuff. As I get something, it's put in there, and it seems to be doing malware. And I hate virus and malware protectors anyway because of anything. And because you never see them do anything, even though they tell you 100%,
tell you they did.
You can't see that. I want to sit down and at least see my screen flash in Russian and everything else. They never do, because that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, my internet service, Spectrum, provides its own. It's called F-Secure, and so it just runs in the background and but every day I check my email. And all of a sudden, within the past few weeks, I get all of this bogus bullshit scam email coming in. All of a sudden. So I have to say junk in my Outlook.
Right. So you waste half of your day.
In my Outlook. In my email I have to say junk, block. And then every day I have like I have like 3 decent emails and 36 junk emails.
Or I have messages from we heard that you have tax problems, so we want to help you. The next day 4 others. And then it gets to the point where I get a new number, but it says blocked, and it shows the number that I blocked.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, people. If I say I don't need your help, stop calling. They say
I want to know how the hell I want to know how the hell when I get one that I know it's a spam call or whatever, and I hit decline on the phone. And then all of a sudden, you have new voicemail. And it's at the exact same time. How the hell did they get to my voicemail that way?
Because they keep calling. They keep calling until you don't have to say anything. But if you pick it up and you realize a spam call, the computer goes, okay, sucker. And then it moves on to the next one. And if you hit 2 so that they don't call you back, because tomorrow we'll call them from another number.
Because this is a live
and
number.
The whole that whole thing is illegal as the FCC is concerned. Because the FCC says if they say do not again, don't call again.
Yeah, and here's the biggest scam, real quick. Okay. So if you answer one of these bogus ass calls, just by happenstance, it might look legit, and then you answer it, and they say, "Can you hear me?" Never say yes.
Yes, that's right.
Never say yes.
Yeah. Record you saying yes,
and then they sign you up
edit it into all of their requests. Right. all of their
shit.
questions, and it is to get out of it.
Yes. You
Yep.
just say, no comprende. They're gonna hang up on you.
Yep.
You know?
They will. Someone who speaks Spanish, and then you're in trouble.
Yeah. And then you start speaking French. No, je ne comprends.
Yeah.
I mean, nigga, you fuck them all up. You know, that's the kind of person I'd be.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll have to have you teach me some choice French words.
Oh.
In case.
Yeah. Okay.
My he was in the Navy for a time, but he taught my brother and I how to say something. Heard us saying it one day, and we weren't in trouble. She said, "Oh," and we said, "Yeah." Did he tell you what it means? So she told us what it means, and she said, "If I ever hear you guys say it again in my house, it's a bar of soap."
Okay.
But,
something like Pictoire.
It was Korschmatorkisch, basically means
that's
kiss
German.
my ass and something. German, right?
Pictoire.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where he was. I don't know where he was where he picked it up in Germany. He was in the Navy, and he was a chief petty or chief warrant when he retired, whichever one is higher. I can never remember. She did not think it was appropriate for him to teach his grandson's language.
Yeah, well, you know, en français, pictoire means fuck you. So it's peak. You know,
I
like
didn't
you
know
peak.
That way, Nikki.
Pictoire.
So that's what they mean when they say, "Pardon my French." Okay.
Pardon mon français. Now, my dad taught me some. He learned a little bit of Korean while he was over there, and during the Vietnam War, and it's not good. Yeah, he only learned the bad thing, but anyway. Now, "Comment sum-di-da" means "How are you doing?" in Korean.
Like, okay.
And Idio Sheep Show means "Hey, you come here."
Yeah.
I mean, he taught me those. But there's another.
So we don't need to get you in trouble.
There's another.
Your mom.
There's another, and I'd have to think about it.
If we get you in trouble with your mom, then you're Yolanda on here, who I very much enjoyed the last time she was on here. But if Donna flips out, I will never hear the end of it, other than when she goes to sleep, because Donna's a very, very sound sleeper, and almost nothing is light on
until Yolanda comes on and reads her, and she wakes up in the middle of the night.
Well, if Yolanda says might happen to me, and I probably wouldn't go to sleep and stuff to put an elephant to sleep, but I'd be too worried because I'd be waiting at the door for it.
But that's on another day. We'll get her on. We'll get her on here, Dave.
I'm the worst person when it comes up to talk about cremation, because I have said that that's what I want to have. I want my ashes sent because my sister's passed away. She has his ashes. My father, when he passed away, went there. My mother, when she passes away, will go there. And supposedly at that time, everybody's going to be released together. But I, for the life, cannot imagine this going through a nation, only because for some point there must be something in my soul that went just I have this fear of waking up in this oven. And this shouldn't matter. This isn't what is what go this is just going to be burnt up because I don't need level. But the idea of thinking about it.
And who knows if your family is going to actually do that.
Well, I told my daughters, I said, if you don't do this, I will come back and haunt your ass.
They could very easily circumvent your ass and say, no, we're not cremating him. But I told my daughter I want to be cremated, and I'm a Catholic.
But then they put me in a box and put cement around it, put a cement slab on it to protect the box the wood box that they put me in. And was people showing me movies of the earth, the big worms that are underground, the cement through the box and eat.
Oh, you watch.
It's like, what do you think? Yeah. I know, but it's what do you think?
If it's on Facebook, Dave, it's got to be true.
Yeah, cremation.
But it's on YouTube, so
you end up with a little cupful, if that much, of ashes of the person. That's all that's left. I mean,
but it's you inside the box, plus it's the box, so you don't know.
Your soul's gone. You're not there, Dave. You're not there.
Your soul is gone, but for some strange
your soul's gone. So it's all good.
As soon as you take your last breath,
but I have a recurring.
Your soul is going up. That's it. Right. You don't know what's happening to you.
Going somewhere. I don't. It's going somewhere. I don't know if it's going up.
If you get buried, cremation is a whole different thing from actually going through a funeral and getting
gates of hell.
Embalming
and all that shit.
Because my dad, being an ex-police chief, he's watched embalmings and all this good shit or bad shit, and it's not something that you want your body to go through. Right. Believe me, you'd rather get
your body wasn't meant to go through.
You'd rather just you brought from ashes, you go to ashes.
Ashes.
Think about it.
To ashes, dust to dust, as it was in the beginning, it will be in the end.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Because Daddy said,
we used to have
they drain your blood out your body. They stuff your ass with cotton, stuff your nose with cotton.
I don't want to hear about.
Yeah, but that's what they do during after they embalm you. They glue your eyelids shut. They glue your lips shut. They pretty much disembowel you.
Right.
So just burn it all and put it in the little thimble that it amounts to, and I'm good with that. And hopefully somebody really cares about it.
We used to have a driver, Bob God, care if he ever watches, and then he used to drive hearses for me a lot. And he started coming back later and later. And it was no problem because we never needed the hearse to go anywhere else when he was done other than to just bring it. If there was a hole in the there normally is so that they can look inside and see when it's all done, he would stay and watch. I have no idea why, but he would look through the window, look through the little hole, watch. It happened. And when he told me that, I said that's disgusting. But he said, so finally I would send him to funerals that I knew that instant cremations as soon as the service was done. He helped them out. He'd help him load the casket back into the area, and So I always said that if I ever got cremated, that I was going to have to make sure Bob was there to make sure it was done and it was done right.
Yeah, he's watching.
I've tried to humanize, I guess, and just held that I couldn't look down stomach that is what's happening. But I've always said it doesn't matter because once I'm dead, I'm not going to be at my own funeral. I just don't want to be there.
Yeah, your body is just flesh.
Yeah.
At that point, that your soul.
Yeah.
If you believe your soul's gone up, just left your body, and the body is just a useless carcass, so to speak.
It's just
and
here for the ride.
yeah, it's here for the ride, for people to cry over, and I don't want anybody crying over me. I don't need that crap. There's nothing to cry over.
I was joked I would be face down, pants, red X, so that they could all just kiss me.
Kiss my ass. Bury me face down so you can
kiss me.
Kiss my ass.
Because no one wants to be at these. The only ones when I had the limo business in California, the only ones I enjoyed going to were Southern Baptists, because they were just to be together and celebrate the life,
celebrate,
not being mean or racist in any way.
But
all
people.
Of these big older moms that looked like Aunt Jemima would come up to me and go, "Boy, you look like you need," and I would just go, "Okay, ma'am." So they would go, "Make sure you go up to the table and you feed yourself. Take as much as you want."
Yes.
I would eat so much, I would go up to the ladies and go, "Can I take a plate home?" And they would have, because I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat it all.
Yeah.
But the food was, oh my God.
That's the black Southern culture has some really good food. And New Orleans.
And none of those mortuaries.
Yeah, New Orleans.
None of those mortuaries had a black hearse.
No. It's all white.
It was either white.
I'm glad you brought that up.
One guy had the most beautiful pea green hearse I have ever seen. Because they would call me to send a hearse, and all they wanted my hearse usually to do was carry the flowers. Because it was black, and it was such a sad-looking thing. Until the one day a guy said to me, "A white hearse." So we went out, but
yeah, you go to a New Orleans.
They only wanted white.
Go to a New
They
Orleans
only wanted
funeral.
white limousines.
Yeah, go to a New Orleans funeral. That lasts for like 7 days.
Yeah, and they got trumpets and they're dancing in the streets.
Parading
and,
you, down the, the boulevards and everything you can imagine. I mean, I'm like, the body's got to start stinking at some point.
My dad always said he wanted a guy playing big band Louisiana jazz carriage, taking him away. And then the week he was going to pass away, he didn't want everybody standing vigil. And when he knew he was going to die, he wanted to be alone. And I'm convinced that as the stairway opened up, he looked up, his brother, his sister, his mother, his father, my great-grandparents. "Come on, Mort, climb the stairs." And he couldn't have climbed the stairs, in real life. Probably just rode that escalator up and was just happy. happy to be there. Everybody will know that I will die because my last word is going to be the middle finger screamed at the top of my lungs with a big smile on my face.
Right.
Anyway, you were going to go. We held you here for almost another hour.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Probably. Don't let me get you into any trouble. But you came, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow night on your broadcast, The American Rebellion, on the blogger page here on Facebook, somewhere on Rumble, somewhere on X. I always say where on Rumble and where on X. But I always tell people that I will make sure Jerry tells it. But you may see us on X. Like I said yesterday, I went to go join. I read everything I could. It came down to 2 memberships, and I still couldn't figure out which one I needed just to be able to live stream like this. And I said, to hell with it. I had my debit card to just sign up and do it. I've been telling Donna for months now that I was going to, and then I just ended up, I can't figure it out. So, but anyway, we will get it figured out. But I'm very glad you came here. I'm very glad that you stayed on. You are welcome back anytime you want.
And again, welcome. Not welcome. Happy birthday.
Welcome to old age.
Yeah, welcome to a new revolution around the sun.
There you go. Yep.
Well, if that's 63 years, I will be 126, and I'm not sure I want.
One revolution against the
year.
sun. Okay. It takes us 1 year to go around the sun. Yep.
I'm looking forward to 65 because then my SSDI goes up to full Social Security if it's still here.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. But anyway, guys,
all right.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
Chuck.
All right, guys.
Thank you, everybody in the chat again. Chat. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
Chuck. Chat. Jerry. Of course. Jen.
Jen had to leave for reasons that I won't go into, but she did have to leave, and I wasn't back. But yes, she had something.
And Dave.
Yeah.
To do.
Yeah, and Dave.
Thank you.
Good show tonight. Enjoyed it.
Great show.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good show.
I wouldn't have stayed over if I didn't enjoy it. Just believe me.
They are getting a little better.
They're getting better, man.
I'm still interrupting.
Yeah.
I'm still interrupting, which I'm trying to work on. I really trying to work on.
Not so much.
The topics are getting better.
And we do pretty.
It's not all politics. Yeah.
We do good like this, Dave. When somebody wants to say something. Yeah.
I have
That's good. It's all good. It's all good.
I've learned a lot of things I've been doing this. I've learned a lot from Jerry. Yeah, I'm glad.
Oh, he didn't learn shit.
Going the way it's going. It may end up leaving Facebook at some point where it's going to go. We are on my profile here on Facebook. We are. We have to add one other place, and I don't know what to be. But anyway, I'm very glad you came. And tomorrow night, the American 7 p.m. Eastern on the American Rebellion blogger page here on Facebook. And I thank everybody in the live chat. And on that note, which one of you wants to get a parachute first?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Adios.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
And on that one, adios. Okay. I used to like to do that at the end of the broadcast. I had a lot of fun doing it with Jen, and it was never just, that's how we ended it. But I am glad that everybody tuned in and watched. I want to thank everybody on Facebook for the billions of births. I will go through as I can tomorrow morning and fit them to you. I actually them to each person who sent me one. Please don't be upset if I answer, if you see went specifically and may not have answered you right away. I promise I'll go through and thank everybody for sending one. I try to do a little bit more than just say thank you, because everybody says thank you. I try to do something, nice to thank you. But the central theme through this year's is that I'm seeing that we're able to do that I haven't seen on Facebook in some cases in years, or it's been at least a year. My last birthday, I got to see them anywhere. I hope the fact checking's on Facebook. I hope free speech comes back to Facebook. I don't know if I believe that it ever will. I don't know if I believe that the community notes system, if they start, will be how it's going to work after 15 and a half years of being on Facebook and 6 of it doing broadcasts, a lot of different hosts that I could do it with all the time. I don't know if anything here. I don't know where we will go. We'll probably still continue to post it live chat. We are trying to build views to the YouTube channel, which is why I put the link to the YouTube channel in tonight. I would try to do that more and more. I will probably post more broadcasts and include the link to the YouTube channel more and more. It's nothing against people on Facebook. I mean, I want to be here on Facebook. I want to live chat. But realistically, both is to keep it here on Facebook, keep it here on you, take it from the YouTube channel more and more and more, and share that off of Facebook and be live everywhere we can of the YouTube channel all the time. And we're trying to do it. We are the no budget broadcasting company for a reason. We don't spend. We have to do this. We don't really want to spend money on X. We don't have to. We just want to be able to send it where people can see it, and hopefully they do. I promise end of 2025, we will have it figured on StreetLock. Right now, if you go to StreetLock, streetlock.com, and you join, you get an email verification up, go into groups and join Boogie with the Bull Uncensored group over. Friend me on my Dave Goldman, where the podcast we have done from the YouTube channel should be linked to the top of it should be linked, so it's the first thing you see when you enter the group. You can watch all of our. You're on the YouTube channel. Go back and watch past broadcasts. Like the channel, only because one day, it might be nice to get a few pennies efforts that we do. We never did this to become rich. We didn't even do it to become infamous. Doing it because I enjoy it. Some people think I'm good at it. Some people don't. But, I enjoy doing it. We do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Eastern, usually with Randy Rhodes and myself. And live chat of whoever and becomes part of the fun. Then Tuesday, Thursday, same thing. We do it at 7 p.m. And whoever shows up, we invite them. Hopefully they all show up, or most of them show up. And then, like I said, if you're in the live chat and you ever want to come on to a broadcast, you got a camera that you can connect to, we will bring you on. And if you come and do a combination of the 10, and if you really like it, then I will go to bat to see, hopefully, if Jerry Michaels might let you join the because that's what I enjoy doing. And when we find somebody to be on more than just Boogie with the Bull, we like to help them out. So I'm not going to be able to do this, or might not be anymore. And I will hope that I am working with people to do this. And it's not hard. It's not expensive. We'll listen to people who have studios and live the latest technology that they need. That's great. Those people have the money for it, and that's why they do it with me. One night, I don't know if it was a dream or a vision, said to me, "David, my son, educator, do not worry about that you need, deal with the equipment that you have, and when it's time, I will upgrade you and make sure you always have the equipment that you need." So we finally made the move from the Chromebooks to a Windows Pro laptop, which I'm very happy with. That come up from time to time that I don't understand on it. Wait a minute. What did we do here? Something out of somewhere and took us from where we killed the that we should be on, or I knocked us off. Knock us off? I knocked us off. Okay. Us off. Mic is muted because I'm backstage. Mic is muted. Muted because I'm backstage. Because I'm backstage. There it is. Okay, I don't know what happened. I hit something, and it locked me. It locked me up. I'm still the laptop Laptops have a big touch box that you don't need a mouse, and every once in a while I end up putting my hand on it, and I'm out of where I need to be. So I apologize. We'll get this doing the broadcast. Anyway, it's coming on 10 o'clock, and the folks are going to be back about 10:30, so we're going to wrap this up. Thank you to everybody for the birthday well wishes. You will get a return. Thank you between tonight and tomorrow. Everybody gets one back. And people could hear me, I'm sure, while I thought we freeze. We didn't freeze. What happened was I hit my that you below the keyboard so that you really mouse. I hit it all the time. And what I did was I hit me back so that it took me out of the studio and backstage if we were to get ready to do it. One of these days, and if we don't, then we'll have to pay somebody to be our live. If I had the money, I would probably do that and be very video job days that I talked when the red light came, stopped talking, and everything was a computer named Otto, OTTO. But again, thanks to everybody who watched. Thanks to everybody who came in. Randy Rose, Jen Woodruff, Chuck Cook, Mickey Young. And like I said, if anybody wants to join us while we're live, you're more than welcome to join. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Boogie with the Bull, Eastern. Red Friday happens on Friday at 10 a.m. Remember, everyone deployed. We start the broadcast with a 10 or 15-minute segment of prayers and thank all of our men and women in the United States military, both here in the United States where they are deployed and around the world. Thank them for doing the heartless, fantastic job. When they don't come home, we hope they're returned to their families. And we feel bad for the service they gave of themselves, their family members. And we feel bad with them. My belief is we send people out, and sometimes they come back more broken than they were before they left. We have a responsibility. What people tell me, we have this thing called the VA, and yeah, they do some things well, and they do well, and that's what it is. We have this thing called the federal government, and sometimes they do things well, sometimes they don't. When it comes to our men and women of the United States military, I don't know if I think they do a fantastic job. Can do, but it may not always be the most fantastic job. And that's about all I can say on that. In the final days, the final countdown, I believe Joe Biden has basically resigned, stepped aside, and who's running the country right now, I don't know, other than Kamala Harris. I don't know if he's planning on being at inauguration. I don't know if Kamala Harris, that I read that Nancy Pelosi is not going to be at the inauguration. I think I read Don Omar is not going to be at the inauguration. You know what I'm going to say, and it actually is the last thing I'm going to say. Democrat, and you're not going because your candidate didn't win. F you. Okay? This is the time we need everybody to get together and put it all into rebuild this country, or we will lose this country and there will never be anything to save it and fixed. Anyway, I'm Dave Globin. You're not. Happy birthday to myself. Appreciate everybody who sent wishes. And I'm going to slide and say this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you you've been watching Uncensored for Thursday, January 16th, my 63rd birthday. Copyrighted